Hey everybody, Kenny here. This is going to be a quick video regarding the Transfigured Gems. So just an overview on what they are, where to get them, some tips on the quickest way to achieve that goal, and whether or not it's even worth it to go for them. So let's get started. So starting off, what is a Transfigured Gem? Simply put, it is an alteration to an existing gem that has special characteristics that are not found in the base gem. So in this case, we're looking at Body Swap, which has a flat spell damage that also deals a percentage of your maximum life as base fire damage, and the explosion that is dealt after the body swap is complete deals a percentage of the corpse's health if a corpse was consumed. And if you're targeting a corpse, there is a much larger area than would otherwise be performed by the skill. The transfigured version of it, Body Swap of Sacrifice, is essentially the exact same skill with the added stanza that if you were to support the skill with a means of dealing ailment damage, then that damage would be significantly reduced. But if the target of your body swap was a minion that you had summoned, then the percentage of the targeted explosion would be significantly larger than the base version. So basically just different ways to play the same skills. So now that we know what they are, where do we get them? The answer is they are found in the Labyrinth now. Instead of receiving as a reward an option to upgrade a piece of gear with a special modifier at the font after you defeat Azaro, there's a few things you can do. If it's a normal labyrinth that you just completed, then your options will be to transfigure your gem or to add some quality to it. If you did a cruel labyrinth, then there will also be the option to add experience to your gem. And if you did a merciless labyrinth, then there will be an option to sacrifice your gem in order to get more keys to open more of these auto troves. Which personally I don't recommend doing that, but each their own. And when you want to transfigure a gem, the only form of semi-targeted crafting you can do here is that a blue will always get you a blue. Green will always get you a green, red will always get you a red. And unfortunately, that's it. I spent around 3 hours just running the labyrinth over and over again. I ran it around, I don't know, 20 to 30 times. And in all of those attempts, I ended up with quite a few of the new gems, but I never found the one I was looking for. So in this case, I just sacrificed a minion gem, and the results were a lightning tendrils, a cold snap, and the ball lightning. So it's not like, it's not like if you sacrifice a blue gem with a certain tag, then you'll get something similar. Like it doesn't, it doesn't work like that. Like it can be completely unrelated to the gem. I've only had one occurrence where the gem I put in, I actually got the transfiguration of the gem that I gave it, but that only happened one time. And I'm sure that was complete random luck that happened, because I have not found any pattern to suggest that there's anything you can do to guarantee what you want out of the set of transfigured gems. There was a period where I thought that the required level, like the base required level, like maybe you could use that as a way to get gems from that group. But then I did a run where I put in a level 28, required level 28 gem, like this one, and the results were like a level 1, a level 11, and like a level 12 or something like that. It's completely up to chance what you get out of this, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. You know, there is value to doing this because it does incentivize you to, even if you were really hoping to get something specific that you wanted to build, that you already had an idea for a build you wanted to do, like these do give you the opportunity to try a different build. You know, maybe like you weren't thinking you wanted to do a code snap build, but you see this and now you like an idea pops in your head and now you have an idea for something to do with Code Snap of Power. You know, like it's not ideal, but it isn't terrible. Now, personally, to me, I find that the true value in running for the Divine Fonts isn't really in getting a Transfigured Gem. It's in what the Divine Fonts can do for the gems you already have. So this here is a Viper Strike of the Mamba, so it is a Transfigured Gem that I made. However, this I got without any quality and at level 1. And with one run of the Merciless Labyrinth, I got the quality option to roll a plus 10 for quality. So I just bumped it straight to quality plus 10 right away. And then I did a run of the Cruel Labyrinth and I just leveled it up to 13 in one shot. So it's convenient for increasing the level and quality of gems that you have without wasting currency, which is probably the most useful thing you can do with this system. So while in general, you will usually find a Dark Shrine in the last 2 areas after the second Exile encounter, there are situations like this one where you won't find a Dark Shrine in any of these final areas, so there are probably one here or maybe one in these 2 areas. I don't know, I didn't bother going back to check, but for the most part, like if normal roll will get you a Dark Shrine here and here. Like this is the route I always do, and you know, sometimes it just rolls bad, and that's just how it is. But the roll will be different for the different tiers of the Labyrinth. So if you run the normal Labyrinth and you don't have Dark Shrines in these 2 spots, then the Cruel Labyrinth, you'll probably get the right spawn and the Merciless and possibly even the Ubers, but I don't recommend aiming for the Ubers if you're trying to just go for the gem fonts. Now, the reason that I highly recommend trying to farm out the Dark Shrines on your way to Exile every single time you run the Labyrinth is that there is a shrine that you can find that will increase the number of times that you can use the Divine Font. They're very rare. I've only, of the couple of dozen times I've done this, I've only found that shrine 1 time. So it's rare, but it's definitely worth getting just because it'll save you, obviously that's, 2 runs of the Labyrinth in 1 if you're able to get that. So even though like, the Labyrinth is fairly quick to get through, I mean, depending on your build, it gets pretty quick to get through the Labyrinth. But, that'll, like, let's say that it takes you 10 minutes to get to this point every time you run the Labyrinth. That's fair. That's kind of quick to suggest 10 minutes, but let's say you can do a full rotation of the Labyrinth in 10 minutes. Or you're still saving yourself an extra 10 minutes if you happen to find that shrine. That's all I'm saying with that. So while, for the most part, these gems aren't really, like, enormously game-changing in the way that it would be if they were kind of guaranteed to get, they do still add some extra interesting variety. And obviously, if you don't have an issue with trading, then, like, you can guarantee you get the Transfigured Gem you want that way. But as a self-found player, like, unfortunately, the only way I can get the gems that I want is by continuously running the labyrinth until I get what I want, which, as you can see here, hasn't happened yet. I'm holding out hope that it will happen, but it hasn't worked out for me just yet. Anyways, that's it for the video. If you found this helpful, then I appreciate doing all YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Maybe share with a friend. Either way, I appreciate you stopping by. And until next time, Be Victus, Fires in Numeris, and bye.